another Heritage Highlight. Today we're going to answer the most common questions that people have asked us about the Rectory. So every room has a hole above the doorway, and this is part of the way that heat was originally distributed throughout the house. So each room had a wood stove, and then the pipes would go up through the ceiling towards the chimney and through these holes to help move the heat around the house. These thick walls would also help keep in the heat during winter times. This entire thing is limestone. You might also notice that the doorways are very short, and so this also helps keep in the hot air, keep it in a nice little warm bubble in this room. This entrance leads down to the basement. Let's go check it out. Welcome to the Rectory's very dark basement. Now don't be fooled by how old it looks under here. This basement was actually only added in the 1980s by Parks Canada. So when Parks Canada purchased this building, they did a bunch of restorations, but they needed to modernize the heating and the water. So they added the basement to accommodate the new systems so we don't have to rely on the old stoves and the old pipes. So the short answer is 2010 with Reverend Sharman. There is a bit of a longer, more complicated answer, however. From 1954 to 1935, this building was used as it was originally intended. So it housed the clergy who worked at St. Andrew's on the Red. Eventually, the expenses of the building became too much for the parish, so it was left empty from 1935 to 1947. In 1947, the church sold the building and the grounds to a private family, the Johnsons. The Johnsons sold it to the Dunlops, and they turned it into a private museum for all of their art objects and their artifacts. In 1984, Parks Canada purchased the building from the Dunlops, and they started work on restoring the building to its original character while making sure it's also usable by today's standards. So under Parks Canada, they turned it into a public site, a public landmark that people could come and visit. However, they also rented out the top level of the building back to the church so that the people working there could live there if they wanted to. So the last person to live here was in 2010. After that, the RM of St. Andrews leased the entire building to run the St. Andrews Heritage Center. So today we have museum exhibits and programming and offices here. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any more questions, you can send them to us through social media or through our email. Make sure you check out our website to see our online gift shop. All of the proceeds from that gift shop go back towards the Heritage Center to run the programming and all the other cool stuff we do here. So make sure you check that out, and I'll see you next week for another Heritage Highlight.